Yes, welcome to the Man United Agenda, and I'm excited tonight. I'm really excited. It's the quiz night. We're back, and it's building up now. It's getting kind of big, and there's a lot of talk around town about who's going to win ultimately at the end of the season as the top score. At the moment, my brother, Kahinde Zico's got the top score with 13 out of 18 questions. Behind him is Lee Mason, Newcastle fan with 12 on the Hot on the Hills. Then we got Abs, who came on last week. He got 10, and Darren, unfortunately, down in 6. But today, even the quizmaster is a bit anxious because we've got a footballing god, genius, West London's finest scout. It's Andrew Mensah. Welcome back to the show. How you doing, Andrew?
Not too bad, thank you. That's a great intro and calling me a god in some respect. I do love compliments in some respect. I'll fall short of what I'd say as a god. I feel there's a number of different things I'd like to go on to achieve before I can call myself a god. But thank you for the compliment nonetheless.
One of those things you'd like to achieve is beating the quizmaster. That's why I'm shook tonight, because I think if you do take that step and beat Kahinde's score, at least the 13, then you got bragging rights, because you went to school together. You, Lee, and Zico went to school together, didn't you?
Correct, yes, we did. I'm actually a little bit nervous, actually, because when Lee was telling me the questions yesterday, although I was able to answer them, as you mentioned beforehand, there's a difference between being able to answer them casually amongst friends and being able to answer them on the spot. So, over the past hour or so, I've been a little bit nervous. Can I get these questions, right and correct?
Yeah. I'm sure you do fine. It's just a bit of fun, but we're here to test your football knowledge. As you know, this is the Quizmaster show, and we ask you 6 questions on football general knowledge, six questions on your chosen subject, which today will be
Arsenal
Football Club. Okay, just like Abs last week, and a photo round as well. But before we get into that, and before we get into the comments, Andrew, I know you well.
Yeah.
Good friend of my brother, and obviously I know your mum as well. But tell us a little bit about yourself, even though it's been a while for the Man United Agenda viewers seen you on the show. But tell us about briefly what you do in football.
So previously, and I don't want to say it was a long time ago. Obviously, I was a senior scout and worked in academy football at Fulham Football Club. And I guess probably since then, I've worked within the elite system in terms of getting boys into academy football with certain programs, if that makes any sense. But since then, I've gone on to live in Barcelona and stuff like that. But I guess my focus now is probably on all things Ghana, and I'm looking ahead as to what Ghanaian football looks like in the next, say, 10, 15, 20, if not even 30 years. And although Ghanaian football is not in the greatest place at this moment in time, I take great solace in knowing that this is just the very start of the journey, whether it's for myself or for anyone else on this journey in terms of looking at Ghanaian football and where it can go. I mean, look at the Ivory Coast and even our great rivals. I don't like to even call them rivals, Nigeria and their success, in recent years, whether it's in the AFCONs, in the World Cup, in previous years, or even just on the European stage with the success their players have had.
Just to break down, like you're talking about Ghanaian football, obviously there's a huge talent pool over there, which has not really been utilised. A lot of these players go by the wayside. What's it going to take? 3 steps towards achieving your goal in the next 30 years?
Jesus Christ. It's funny, I was listening to, I think it was an interview a couple of days ago. I think it was with Badu, who played for Udinese and Ghana, and John Panso, who played for Fulham, and their description. Anyway, the issues in which they had was one felt that the GFA probably needed to focus on. Oh, where am I? Actually, the GFA,
the Ghana Football Association, yeah.
Yeah, the Ghana Football Association needed to focus on bringing back certain schemes that were there before, which actually supported those players when they were coming up, whereas those schemes are not actually available now. And then there was another argument as to what are the football clubs actually doing for these players and how are they contributing towards the youth system. And I guess how I kind of review it is, I don't think it's the football club's responsibility in some respect to be worried about Ghanaian football as a whole. I mean, their responsibility is to worry about themselves as a club, really, and I think the GFA needs to, worry about the landscape of developing Ghanaian football holistically. So I think there's a lot of work to do. And in fact, that's only just one step. I could be here all night talking about Ghanaian football and what needs to happen.
Okay. You remember Bath Time? Bath Time's just joined us. It's the quiz. We can't write the answers to. He knows the rules. Big up to Solo. How you doing? He said big up everybody. and he's turned it around again. It's the heart and the fist, which means yeah. what do you call it when you? I forget what you call it now.
Or like a dap or a fist bump.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I'm losing my memory now. Big up, Andrew, says Mr. B. Says, good luck, Andrew. He knows you're going to be feeling it tonight. CPR, that's right. CPR with the heart and the fist. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. Big up, Early Doors Football. Go subscribe to his channel. Wonderful guy. Big up to you, man. Thanks for tuning in as well. He said, hello, Andrew and Yabba. We've got still waiting for Anthony to give us the details. Talk to Mr. B, of course. And who else we've got in the house? Anthony Herbert as well. Anthony, you let me down last week by writing in the answers. Let's not do that. All right, before we start, we're going to make an oath, guys. Guys in the comments. We love Andrew, but we don't want to help him out here. We do not want to put the answers in the comments for him to see. So just wait until after the question's done before you put it in. Don't try and be a big time Charlie or whatever, like a Paul Ince or whatever, and show your knowledge. If you want to show your knowledge, come on the show. Be as brave as Andrew. But in the meantime, we're going to say this oath. I promise, here we go. Anthony started. I promise not to type in the answers and upset Yabba, myself, and give Andrew an opportunity to win. So repeat after me. I promised not to type in the answers, even if I know it. I will wait until the time is right. Thank you very much. Big up DK Wilson. Hope you're doing well. Knock, knock on the door, says Early Doors. And if you know the answer, it's Henrik Larsson. Okay. So we're going to get into this and we're going to start very soon. So we've got picture round. We've got football general knowledge round, 6 questions. And we've got your chosen subject, which is Arsenal Football Club, Andrew. So which one would you like to start with?
Let's go with pictures.
Oh, you want to start? Oh, no, everyone has the picture round towards the end. You're starting with the picture round.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just set this up. So, guys, in the comments, there's going to be 6 pictures coming up. I'm going to take your first answer, Andrew. So, if you're thinking out aloud, be careful what you say, your first answer counts. And so just pause. If you don't say pass, you might as well just throw out an answer in the end. And you can't come back to it. So, just get ready, get on your toes, because here it comes. Let me just write this down. 6 photos coming up. I want your first answer, and then we will move on. Even if right or wrong, I'm just going to move on. I will let you know at the end of the round what the answers are. So, guys, are you ready? Do you want to get a glass of water right for your brow, Andrew?
Oh, no, I've got a bottle of water here somewhere. I'll be ready. I'm fine. Don't worry. Okay. I'm looking forward to this.
Guys, let's get behind Andrew. Let's hope he can beat a score of 13 out of 18, and we get going with the picture round. Here we go. Andrew, who is this?
That's a Mendy he plays for Real Madrid.
Andrew's number 2. Who is this?
Oh, that's Del Vecchio.
Number 3. Who is this?
Oh my God, I know who that is. I'm gonna pass though. Oh, I'm annoyed with that. Go on.
You can't pass. You might as well throw out an answer.
No, I haven't got anything.
Okay, you can't come back to this. I'm going, gone. Who's this?
Ooh. Do you know what I don't know who that is either.
Okay, do you want to move on?
Yeah, move on.
All right, I bet you know who this is.
Oh, that's Finidi George.
And finally, this is a quick fire round for you. Who's this?
Oh, Andrew. Oh, he's wearing a Real Sociedad kit, I think. These are good pictures, man, but I don't know who that is.
You've got opportunity to have a guess, because if you pass, the round's over.
Yeah, I got a pass. I don't know who that is. I'm disappointed, actually. Okay, cool. All
right, that's the picture round done and dusted. Guys, in the comments, you can throw in your answers now if you want.
Yeah, please, let me see this.
We're going to go through them now quickly. Andrew, I think you've done pretty well there. Very sharp. Bam, bam, bam. Punchy with your answers, and I like that. So let's go back to the beginning, guys. Bath Time saying here he got 0 right. Well, let's see. So the first one, I thought this would fool a few people. I don't know what you guys think in the comments, but Andrew, you said...
I said that's Mendy.
What do you know about Mendy? What do you think? Mendy plays for Real Madrid, though. Who's this guy? What makes you think it was Mendy?
I thought it just really looks. I hate saying someone looks like someone. I just believe that's him.
You're correct.
Okay, thought so.
Yeah. What do you know about Mendy? What's his? Because he's obviously playing for a big club now, isn't he?
Yeah, if I'm honest, I haven't really seen a lot of him this year. I know he generally speaking, he has a lot of like injury issues. He's only just got back into the side, so I hope to see a bit more of him. I'm unsure if he's a weak link in that side actually, because I would say Carvajal is quite strong. Generally speaking, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Real Madrid's centre halves. If I'm being honest, I don't know how I feel about Alaba at centre half, and I forget who partners him. Nacho, yeah, I'm not big on those centre halves, and then left back Mendy's in and out. You know, also. That was it. They have
Milito.
No, I'm thinking about, generally
Milito.
speaking at the moment, Camavinga kind of like slots in at left back. So they're a bit makeshift at the moment. So I don't know what to think of their back line, but I think they're the favourites for the Champions League. They're one of the favourites anyway.
Okay. What do you feel about Camavinga? How would he feel playing at left back when he's a midfielder? Do you think that's
from what I've heard? Because I've not watched a lot of him, but when I see comments, they say like he's a first class replacement at left back. So generally speaking, he's done quite well. He might have got a red card on the weekend, actually.
Okay.
He did. I think he got a red card.
You definitely know your football. You got that right. Yes, that's Mendy. Next one. You said
Marco Del Vecchio.
You're right. Again, that's 2 out of 2. How do you know this? What do you know about the player?
That was a golden age of Italian football. And I don't know, it's funny because I think maybe recently I watched that Roma side versus Inter. I don't know what year it is. I'm going to say 98 maybe. I think it was like 5-4 to Inter or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So I remember. I mean, I love Del Vecchio. There was Del Vecchio, Totti, and there was 1 or 2 other players who were quite instrumental in that side. So I remember that side well.
Brilliant. So you're on a charge at the moment. Next one. Who was this? You said
I didn't have anyone for this one. Disappointing. I want to know who this is.
My brother got it.
Oh, okay. Okay, well done, Zico. Like, well
what
done.
Do you know about Jurgen Kohler?
Okay, I was expecting to. Okay, cool. This Juventus side was just before me, I think. Do you know? I know, like just before me in terms of my real knowledge of football.
Yeah, great player, great centre back, I believe. And just want to say rest in peace to Bremer.
Yeah, no, I had the news. The sad news today.
Passed away today. Yeah, I thought he was a wonderful player, 2-footed fullback. Obviously scored the winning goal in the 1990 World Cup final. All right. So that's one wrong. This one, this guy's had a good little player, but known as a staff role. He has staff role in football as well, especially at Chelsea and a few other clubs.
Now I'm disappointed because you said Chelsea. Because I didn't know who this was.
It's Frank Arneson.
Oh my god! Do you know when someone just stands out, but you can't really?
Yeah. I thought you'd know this because you're inside the game. I don't think anyone else got this. My brother said Philip Koku. It's not him. Do you see it now? Do you see Frank Arneson?
Yeah, no, I can see it. Yeah, he's just staring at me. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So Frank Arneson. I didn't know him much of a player. He was in a great side in the 80s for Denmark in 84, 86. But yeah, I more knew him. What was his role in football? I mean, was he a director of football? Or?
I think he was a director of football. It's funny that I'm probably going to do a lot of research on this after actually in regards to what his success was. So I don't know if he was, like early stages Abramovich or like just before that era.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to do a bit of research on it actually and find out how successful he really was.
Got a good reputation in football for sure. Next one, you said
Finidi George. I'm quite sure.
Yes, 100%. What made you get it? Is it the face? Is it the kit? Process of elimination? How did you get this?
It was the face, but it was the face. And it might be something you said, like you didn't give anything away, but you said something. I was like, bam, that's Finidi George. And I remembered him playing for Ipswich as well.
What do you think of him as a player and other clubs he played for, and obviously his national team?
I think he played for Betis, and I can't say I watched loads of Finidi George, but I know like he had an impact there because I think he used to wear like a cap or something like that. So like he was well known for wearing a cap. I think when he was at Betis, when he scored goals and stuff like that. So
Bath time saying I had no idea he played for Ipswich, and obviously he played for Ajax as well, didn't he?
Correct. Yes. He was in a 96 winning team, I think.
95, I think.
95. Sorry, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, didn't they lose the following year to
Juventus?
Oh, was it Juventus? Okay.
Yeah.
So next one, And the final one, you were a bit disappointed with this one. Who's this?
Still can't see it.
Unfortunately, he passed away. He used to play for Aston Villa. Passed away. It was an incident with the police.
I know who you're talking about. And Dalian Atkinson.
Yeah, that's right. Zico got that.
So what kit is he wearing there?
He went signed for Real Sociedad. You're right.
I thought that was Real Sociedad. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So it's Kevin Richardson, Dalian Atkinson, and John Aldridge all went to Sociedad, and it's in the Basque region, isn't it? So
yeah, that's correct.
They only have Basque players, I believe, with Bilbao and Sociedad. So I think that was the first when John Toshack took him over there. Shortly after he came out of Villa. So we got Dalian Atkinson played out in Spain. Yes, he did Bath time. Bath time's familiar with Spain. He goes there all the time, speaks Spanish. And any others? Let's see. R.I.P. Dalian. Yeah, big up Andrew Williams. How you doing, bro? Really unfortunate what happened with him. And Bath time thought it was Daley Thompson. Okay. All right. So you got 3 out of 6 in the picture round. You're on course. Okay. So well done. Let's start over again. We got Arsenal or football general knowledge. Which way do you want to go?
Let's go football general knowledge.
Okay. Like I say, same rules apply. Guys, remember the oath. Do not type in the answer. Give him a chance to answer it. And then after that, you can drop in the answer if you want to be flash. This is football general knowledge. 6 questions. Fingers on buzzers, as they say. But like I say, your first answer, I'm going to take that. So don't or throw it out there unless you're sure. And it's not worth passing a lot of the time. I always say sometimes have a guess. I even League had a guess a couple of times and got them right. So here we go. Football general knowledge. Andrew, do you want to get a glass of water, wipe your brow, or you're good?
I'm good.
Okay. This is on the spot football mastermind quiz. Andrew is on a roll. He's got 3 out of 6. Now we're doing football general knowledge. 6 questions. Starting with question 1. Introduced by FIFA in 1993 and then abolished in 2004. It was employed in the 1996 European Championships, 98 World Cup, and 2002 World Cup. But what ruling was used to resolve matches in extra time?
Golden goal.
Question 2. Who was the manager of Wimbledon's famous 1988 FA Cup win over Liverpool? Was it Bobby Gould, Joe Kinnear, or Dave Bassett?
Joe Kinnear.
Question 3. Scott Parker started his career with which club before signing for Chelsea in 2004?
Charlton.
Question 4. Bobby Robson earned his role as England manager based on taking which club to 2 second-place finishes in the league, an FA Cup win, and a UEFA Cup success as well?
Ipswich.
Question 5. Which 2 clubs play in the M23 derby?
Crystal Palace and Brighton.
Question 6. Who is currently the Premier League's longest-serving manager?
I'm going David Moyes.
Okay. First answer.
Yeah, that's fine.
Answer. You've done really well. There. Let's see what the comments are saying. All right. Andrew Williams saying earthquake and typhoon. And we've got, I know this, says Andrew. He knows that one. All right. You can read them out, guys. We're going through the answers now. But saying here, Andrew's nailing it. Yes, Andrew. We usually have a show for about half an hour, 45 minutes, but this show's going to be over quick with your quick, punchy answers. Brilliant so far. Let's go. All right, football general knowledge. Question 1, we asked you, introduced in 1993, abolished in 2004, used in 1996 European Championships, 1998 World Cup, and 2002 World Cup. What was the new ruling used to resolve matches in extra time? You said?
Golden goal.
Correct. It was golden goal. What's your feeling on the golden goal? It wasn't a success according to FIFA and UEFA. They abandoned it. But what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know, actually. I felt it'd be interesting to get maybe other people's thoughts, really. I mean, I think, generally speaking, I'm for the golden goal, but I don't know if generally speaking, were teams going for the golden goal or were they sitting off? I
If
guess
you're,
you
if
get some
you're
teams who do one rather than another.
if you're managing, I mean, going in extra time, if they score first minute, you still got time to get back in the game. But
Yeah,
I think if there's a golden goal, the first goal wins. It's anxious. It's any kind of attack's going to be really really nerve wracking. What? So I think it was a good idea. And
yeah.
I remember, but then I just feel, oh, it's over already. You could be the first minute of extra time, and it's over. So I'm not sure. I'm still unsure about it.
You know,
I
of
do.
course.
But, I don't know. Let's see what the guys in the comments say. Silver goal. Was it in '96? It was golden goal. I think Bierhoff, did he score a golden goal? Trezeguet's goal
That's correct.
against was that
Italy.
Italy? That's right. Yeah, heartbreaking, isn't it? And then we got only remember Spain scoring one against England in '96 and then getting ruled offside. Yeah, that was a bit of a homer decision, wasn't it? Andy Herbert's golden goal. Yeah. What are your thoughts, guys, on golden goal? Do you think should come back successful? Let's stick it with that. Too many changes. So you got that right. So we were on course here. Question 2, Andrew. We asked you who was the manager of Wimbledon's famous 1988 FA Cup win over Liverpool. I gave you 3 options: Bobby Gould, Joe Kinnear, or Dave Bassett. You said
Joking
Joe Kinnear. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It was Bobby Gould who was the manager. Dave Bassett was the manager in '87. In '88, Bobby Gould came along and they won the FA Cup. You remember that much?
No. A bit of a punt there. I remember joking here. I remember him being there for a while.
Yeah. I think with the multiple choice, it kind of threw people because it would have been tough. Throwing out names like Kinnear, you drift towards that when really it was Bobby Gould. But it was an achievement. Do you think that's the best achievement from a smaller club in the FA Cup final, or can you think of any others?
I was going to say, it wasn't Wigan who won it. Was it Wigan who beat City, or?
I think Wigan didn't. Or Birmingham beat. So I'm thinking the League Cup maybe.
Yeah, that was League Cup. I think Wigan beat Man City in the FA Cup. I think that was the year they went down.
Okay.
So yeah,
Wigan.
the Wimbledon one would be a big one.
So Wigan was good.
I guess the tournament would have been different.
Okay, so it's funny though. If you win the FA Cup, you go into Europe, but then you got to play in the Championship with 46 games in a season.
Crazy.
So playing in Europe in the boat, that must have been a nightmare. I can't remember. There was a team once, maybe Millwall, when they played Man United, had to play. They got relegated maybe, and then they had to play in the UEFA Cup or something like that, or the Cup winners. I can't remember, but that's tough playing Championship football and being in Europe as well. So yeah, Wigan says Zico. Laurie Sanchez scored the goal. Andrew Williams said Coventry City was a great win over Spurs, wasn't it? In '87, that was Sunderland in '70. I think they beat Leeds in '72, '71 or '72. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yes, here we go. '72. And Birmingham. They won a trophy too, didn't they? Beat Arsenal.
Yeah, that was a League Cup final.
Martins, I may think scored. Yeah. Anyway, so you got that wrong. Unfortunately, it was Bobby Gould. Question 3: Scott Parker started his career with which club before being signed by Chelsea in 2004? You said
Chelsea.
And how confident are you of that?
99% sure. There might be another club he played for as well, but I'm quite sure I know he played for Charlton.
What do you know about this? Because Barth say Charlton at McDonald's. Where's he going with that?
I don't know. I'm assuming he doesn't fancy Scott Parker.
I think Scott Parker, he done the McDonald's advert when he was a child doing kick-ups or something like that.
Okay, cool.
His first, when he was about 8 years old or something. But you might know him because he was at Fulham as well, wasn't he?
He was. I'm trying to think whether he was there when I was there, because there was actually quite a few individuals who were gents. Actually, I mean, Roy Hodgson was really nice, actually, generally speaking, actually. Whenever I bumped into him, he was really nice to me. So he was good.
Are you on first name terms with Roy?
No, I guess I'll be lying if I said he would recognize me if he saw me. But I mean, whenever I saw him in the training ground, he was really nice, generally speaking.
Brilliant. He was in the McDonald's adverts as Anthony Herbert. We've got Scott Parker was the worst player to win Football of the Year. Did he win Football of the Year?
He did, yeah. It was a year before he went to Chelsea.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. I didn't know that one. And how did Scott Parker get to manage in the round of 16 of the Champions League?
Beyond me as well. His side got battered.
What? Tell me about it. What's he talking about here?
They lost to Benfica, but that was a humbling defeat. That
What,
was last year. They
who is
lost
he
by
managing?
maybe good 5, 6, 7, 8 something. Like on aggregate, they got pummeled.
Who's he managing?
He managed Bruges or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And won it the same year West Ham were relegated. That's the Player of the Year. He's so highly rated by English FA as a coach. Is that true, Scott Parker?
I don't know if that's tongue in cheek, but I think that's true as well.
Okay. What do you think of him as a player? Obviously signed by Chelsea, and he won the Player of the Year. Do you rate him? Do you think he's?
It wasn't like my type of player, but I mean, I think you need players like that in your side, someone who's going to work hard. So I understand why they bought him.
Yeah.
But I mean, truth be told, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Clearly, he wasn't of the level to take Chelsea to another level, or
Okay.
to another plane.
For sure. So you got that right. You're currently 2 out of 3. Next question. Bobby Robson earned the role as England manager based on what he achieved with a certain club, bringing them twice second place in the top tier league, which would be now the Premier League. Got them an FA Cup win over Arsenal, your side, and also UEFA Cup success. But what team was that?
Ipswich.
Yes. Tell me about Bobby Robson, Ipswich, and him as a manager overall. What do you know about him?
It's funny actually because I'm not too sure whether I would have caught Bobby Robson in his prime or I'm not too sure or just after actually. But I guess the first things that come to mind when I think about Bobby Robson was someone who was a great personality, but a great manager of people. Like a really, really good manager of people, whether it was based on his time and experience with England or based on his time with Newcastle as well, actually. And then obviously the stories you hear about him in Barcelona, because I've watched, I think, his documentary based on his time at Barcelona as well. And that's a very good watch.
Yeah. What do you think about the achievements? Because Ipswich Town, we know the size of their club, but to finish second place twice and then win the UEFA Cup and win the FA Cup as well. I mean, is he punching there?
I think he's definitely punching. I mean, because sorry. I think the comparison I was making in my mind was it more difficult back then than it is now? And I guess in some respect, there's an argument to say it was, to have 2 second place finishes. And was it a 42 game season back then as well?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, that's a difficult feat. So you've got to respect him for that, and also for winning trophies, which is, I guess, the hardest thing to do in football.
Anthony Herbert, and just want to say, Andrew, you're right about man management. Not known as a tactical genius or anything like that, but getting players on side. What's more important? Or do you think there's balance between good man management or tactical know-how? What do you think is like vital in today's football?
I'm going to say, in today's football, it's an argument for both, but I mean, I'm actually leaning a bit more to man management. And I think the reason why, maybe I heard someone say this before, as in, generally speaking, if you've got a happy change room, then I think you've got more chance of being successful. And I think management of people, I think, is generally key towards any form of success. If you haven't got good man management skills, and you're probably leaning more to not having good man management skills, I think at some point, the house of cards come falling down.
What you deal with a lot of talented young players. I mean, what advice do you give them trying to break into the game with attitude and things like that?
Sometimes I think about this as to like who I am now and who I was then, and I guess I think it's very easy for me to tell young men to behave this way or behave that way, and I think sometimes you kind of need to put yourself in their shoes as to even what they're feeling, as to being in that position of responsibility in terms of representing a club, but at the same time, the pressures of having to potentially either break into a first team or break into an 18s, etc., etc. And I think more often than not, it's about, I don't know, just giving them you want them to kind of like put the brakes on and kind of like pause and just take time and just understand who they are, etc. And just take things in their stride, and try not to get too overexcited and stuff like that. Enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Say
And
one thing on the next.
I think you have to blend into the culture of football as well. It's hard, maybe, for young players to understand what it takes and how to behave yourself and how to conduct yourself in and around professional football. Last 2 questions. Which 2 clubs play in the M23 derby? You said
Brighton and Crystal Palace.
How do you know that?
I've just heard Simon Jordan on Talksport waffling over.
Well done.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that, but that's true. Yeah. And question 6: who is currently the Premier League's longest-serving manager? You said.
I said David Moyes. I'm actually a bit disappointed with that. I just jumped into that.
So who do you think it is?
Who do I think it is now? There's an argument. I don't think it is him, but there's an argument for it being Arteta. But and people might laugh at me. Oh, Klopp! Come on, Andrew.
Yeah. Klopp is the longest-serving current manager. A bit of a trick question because he's leaving at the end of the season. And Pep is slowly, closely behind him. And then you've got Thomas Frank, unbelievably, is the next one. Moyes had a spell. I think he left West Ham, didn't he? He had a.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
left West Ham.
He's only been there like maybe 3 years or something.
Yeah.
So I'm disappointed with that one.
Okay, so you got 4 out of 6, which is really good. You got the golden goal. You got the Charlton with Scott Parker. You got Ipswich Town with Bobby Robson, and you got the M23 Derby as well. All right, let's move this on, guys. As we know, remember the oath. Let's support Andrew with this. It's the final round. It's your chosen subject, which is Arsenal Football Club. Even though you're associated with Fulham, you're an Arsenal man, and yeah. Let's get into this. Let's not delay any further. I won't ask you about getting a glass of water or wiping your brow. You're more than comfortable now. And let's get going. Question 1 on Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal have been in the Cup Winners' Cup final, UEFA Cup final, and the Champions League final and lost all 3 games. I want you to name all the 3 teams they lost to for 1 point.
They lost to Galatasaray in the UEFA Cup final. They lost to Zaragoza in the Cup Winners' Cup final, and they lost to Barcelona in the European Cup final.
Question 2. Name 2 players with nationality of the Czech Republic that have been signed by Arsenal Football Club.
I got that. Thomas Rosicky and almost made a mistake there. About to jump into. All right, so Thomas Rosicky is correct, and oh no, Czech Republic.
Clue is in the question.
Oh my God. I'm going to be very annoyed with this one. All right, so
name 2 players from the Czech Republic's nationality who have signed for Arsenal Football Club. You said
Thomas Rosicky.
The clue is in the question. I'm going to have to move you on. 1 more, please.
Come on, Andrew.
2 players from the Czech Republic, please.
Oh, Peter Cech. Thank you.
Okay. Question 3. Sylvain Wiltord was signed by which club by Arsenal in 2000?
Bordeaux.
Question 4. Which former Arsenal goalkeeper won the league title with Arsenal in the 1980s and with Leeds in the 1990s?
Do you know what? Like, because Seaman wasn't with Arsenal the whole way through. All right, so you said.
So which former Arsenal goalkeeper won league title with them in the 1980s?
Yeah.
And went on to win a league title with Leeds in the 1990s.
Yeah, I'm saying it, mate. David Seaman.
Question 5. Name 4 players, might be tough, 4 players during the Premier League era who have played for both Arsenal and Spurs. Traitor!
Say that again.
Name 4 players during the Premier League era, so since 1992, that played for both Arsenal and Spurs.
Okay, I've got 3 at the top of my head. So we've got Sol Campbell, we've got David Bentley. Oh my God, we've got William Gallas.
1 more.
Which other scumbag? Oh, come on. Come on.
You said Sol Campbell, Bentley, Gallas. Just need 1 more. They've played for both North London clubs during the Premier League era.
This is going to bother me. Not going to get this.
You called them scum. I called them traitors. 4 players. One more, please. Sol Campbell, Bentley, Gallas, and one more, please. I'm going to have to rush you.
All right. Sol Campbell, I think, was the first one. And Dave Bentley, I said, it's not going to happen.
You want to move on?
Yeah, move on. Oh, my God.
Unfortunately, you dropped a point there. And finally, question 6. Who captained the famous 1971 double team for Arsenal? Also that year, winning the Football Writers Association Football of the Year.
All right. Do you know what? I'm going to guess, actually, and I'm going to go with Brady.
Okay. Let's put a stop there. Guys, in the comments, let's go now. We can let it all out. We can put the answers in. There's a lot of answers coming in. Herbert Chapman and Compton, yeah. All right, let's get on with this now, guys. So the first question we asked you is Arsenal have been in the Cup Winners' Cup final, UEFA Cup final, and Champions League final, and lost. Can you name the teams that defeated them? You said
Zaragoza, Galatasaray, and Barcelona.
Well done, that's correct. Which one hurt the most?
Hurt me the most. Actually, the one that hurt me the most, because I remember it very well when I was young, was Zaragoza. The Barcelona one, it didn't actually. It didn't, because I felt the better side won the tournament. Yeah. The better side won the tournament.
That was unfortunate. Do you think if they would have remained with 10 men, they would have matched Barcelona that year?
Possibly. Do you know? I think it sounds really silly. I think the game probably suited. I don't know. So I'm speaking a bit in hindsight. The game might suit Arsenal like that, actually, because I think Barcelona were snatching a lot of things. It took them a while to get, find their rhythm, and I think they got the goal at the right time, because they were beginning to lose hope.
Okay, Naeem is my favourite Arsenal memory. I mean, it hurts more because he played for Spurs as well, didn't he? What a goal! And there's always jokes about lobbing Seaman.
Yeah, there is.
And Ronaldinho did it as well. We've got question 2. Name 2 players from the Czech Republic that Arsenal Football Club have signed. You said
Thomas Rosicky and Piszczek.
You were struggling there.
I was.
The clue was in the question, wasn't it?
It was. It was a good question, to be fair.
Okay, you got that right. It's just going through the comments. Does anyone get that? Let's see. Okay, Andrew knows all 3. There are 3 players. There's someone who was on loan at Arsenal. He came on for Jeremy Eladier one time under Wenger. I can't remember his name, but he was Czech as well, but he's not very known. And let's see. Anyone else got them? Yeah, Rosicky and Czech. Anthony is an Arsenal fan. He should know that. Bath Time has got that as well. Okay, and Bath Time's just saying here about Sol Campbell's disallowed header was a beauty too. Wasn't he? He had a disallowed header in the 1998 World Cup against Argentina. But he scored. Did he score one against Barcelona?
Yeah, he did. That counted.
That was a goal. Oh, that did count. Yeah, of course. Okay. And we were robbed in the final in the Champions League, says Anthony Herbert as well. All right, so question, you got that right with Peter Cech and Thomas Rosicky. The clue was in the question. You got this one really sharp. It was Wiltord, was signed from which club in
Bordeaux?
How do you know that?
I forget what he signed, but I think the year before, I remember him being quite prolific, and I think he played I think Bordeaux played in the Champions League, and I think against Man United, actually. So that would have been the year after they won it, so probably 1999-2000, they played against United, and I just remember him playing for Bordeaux.
How do you, because I don't think he gets his dues, but obviously he came to Old Trafford and scored that winning goal.
Yeah.
How do you rate him? Do you think he's a top player, Sylvain Wiltord?
Maybe not a top player, but I think the same way I think about Scott Parker, I guess, very similar to even Wiltord. I think there are players who, there's the players you need in your squad, and I think Wiltord played his part in that run, the 2001 win. And I could be wrong. I'm sure he must have been around in 2004 or close.
He was there for 4 years, so yeah, he would have been there for 2004. Yeah. Okay. Question 4: which former Arsenal goalkeeper won a league title with Arsenal in the 1980s, and then went on to win a league title with Leeds in the 1990s? You said
Seaman.
Unfortunately, it wasn't Seaman. Any other guess?
I was going to say Lukic, yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Zika
Christ.
got it right. Do you want to know, just let us know the years of what happened? Obviously, in the 80s, what year, what was the occasion, and with Leeds as well. Do you remember much about that?
No, but I'm quite sure. Did Seaman play for Leeds as well? Or, like, I know he
He's
did. Was
from Leeds. I think Seaman's from Leeds. He had
okay,
played
so
for
maybe
PPR.
that's the association I have.
Yeah. So Andy Herbert got it. It was Lukic. Obviously, Barton got it as well. Seaman was at Borough, he says there. I think he was at QPR, Seaman, but he's from Leeds. And in 1991-92, just a year before the Premier League started, Leeds won the
Yeah, I
title,
remember.
and Lukic was the goalkeeper. Do you remember the manager, last English manager to win a league title in England for Leeds?
It's just in his Atkinson.
Wilkinson,
Wilkinson.
Howard Wilkinson.
Howard Wilkinson, sorry.
Yeah. So Seaman replaced Lukic at Arsenal, says Andrew Williams.
Okay.
Howard Wilkinson. Yes, Andrew, you need to come on the show. Peterborough. Okay, maybe Seaman's from Peterborough. All right. So didn't get that right. So question 5. Ask you to name 4 players. Andrew, you were so close. Who have played for both Arsenal and Spurs from the Premier League era. 4 players. Come on, guys, give me the comments. 4 players have played for both Arsenal and Spurs during the Premier League era. You said.
I said Campbell, Bentley, and I've even forgot the other one. Campbell, Gallas. They're the 3 that I came with.
Okay, let's see what we've got. Pat Jennings did play, but that was pre-Premier League. Zico said,
"Oh my God, Adebayor!
Yeah.
He's the ultimate traitor. Oh my God!
Isn't Campbell the worst? Wouldn't Campbell be the worst one?
He would be, but Adebayor, he would mercenary. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's why I say that.
Well done, Zico, says Andrew Williams there, and Bath Time saying Gallas, Campbell, Naeem, Adebayor. Naeem was pre-Premier League, but Naeem, he played for Spurs, not Arsenal. But he obviously done Arsenal. There's one more that was quite famous. Can you recall the other player who played for both Arsenal and Spurs?
I can't. I'm thinking about positions and I just can't see it.
Rohan.
Oh, Ricketts.
Yeah, Rohan Ricketts was the one as well. So unfortunately, you missed out on that. I thought you would have got that. You were so close, on the tip of your tongue. Question 6 and final one. Who captained the famous 1971 double team for Arsenal? Also that same season winning the Player of the Year. The Football Writers Player of the Year. And the answer is?
I said Brady. That was a guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't Brady. Anyone else know in the comments who was the captain of the famous 1971 Arsenal double team, and also one Player of the Year, Football Writers Player of the Year? I think it was Brady, Charlie George. Unfortunately, not Andrew. Bob Wilson. Remember him, goalkeeper with no gloves. He's still alive. Big up Bob Wilson. Unfortunately, it wasn't Bob Wilson. He's associated with Sky. He's been on Sky a lot. Sky Sports over the years.
Oh, I know.
Scottish international.
I know who you're talking about. I'm disappointed. I don't know. I can't say his name.
Frank McClintock.
Okay.
Yeah, Frank McClintock. Does everyone know who he is? Frank McClintock, famous. Yeah, there we go. Andrew Williams got it. Yeah, McClintock. Charlie Oscar. What's going on here, guys? Anyway, that's the question. Just going to do these up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 4 right there. So 4 right. The ones right you got right were the Arsenal opponents in the UEFA Cup, Champions League, and Cup Winners' Cup. You also got Thomas Rositzky and Peter Cech. And Sylvan Wiltord obviously came from Bordeaux. You got that right. That's 3. And the last one you got right. Oh, sorry. You got John Lukic wrong. You missed out on the 4 mercenaries sums, and you missed that. So it's actually 3 here you got right. So let's total up the score. You got 3 on the Arsenal round, 4 on the general knowledge, and 3 on the picture round. That gives you a total of 10 points. which puts you level with Abs and third in leaderboard. Unfortunately, Lee and Zico just above you. How you feel about that? Do you feel you could have got more right?
Yeah, I think there's a couple. So the Spurs one, I feel I should have got right. There's a couple. I'm gonna say maybe 3. So maybe 13 would have been about right in terms of my best score.
Andrew, are you willing to come back on and beat that?
I think I definitely am, mate. I see Zico there is very happy with himself, quietly happy with himself. So at some given point, I like to come back and challenge that lead score.
Brilliant. And anyone else who wants to come on the Quiz Master show, just give us a shout and you're more than welcome. You have to beat 13 out of 18. I think Andrew last week would have got 15, or a couple of weeks ago, he would have got 15 right. But like you say, once you're on the spot, the nerves get you. It's like a penalty shootout, and even the best players, Roberto Baggio, remember him skying it in the World Cup final. It can happen. The pressure gets you. Amondi goes too far back for me. These 1980 Serie A players. Let's just go through them again quickly. We had Daniel Atkinson. Who would have got that? We've got Finidi George. Andrew got that right. Frank Arneson. He's well known in football circles. Director of football, Danish international. Jurgen Kohler, World Cup winner in 1990, Juve player. Look at that mush. And lost his hair. Played for Dortmund later on. I think he won the Champions League with them.
He did.
Yeah. Del Vecchio, what a player he was for Roma. And finally, Mendy as well. Those were the picture rounds. Bath Time didn't get any of them. Doesn't matter. What's important is Andrew did. Okay, Andrew, will you promise to come on our show with Bath Time and Mr. B and talk football with us?
Oh yeah, I'm more than happy to do so. More than happy to do so. We can do that definitely after March. That works well for me.
Brilliant, because we want to know more about what's going on in your world. You're doing so much good work in the game, and obviously with your project you've got going on in Ghana. I just think that's giving back. That's a wonderful thing you're doing there, bro. So keep up the good work. No doubt about it. You know. Anyone, do you want to give out any socials or any shout outs to anybody before we sign out?
I guess my general socials are at Andrew Mensah JR, which stands for Junior, or at Team Ghana EU, in which you can find out all about some of the stuff that I've been doing in Ghana. Like, I haven't really posted there, generally speaking, in a while, but there's a lot of stuff on the website in which I update quite frequently.
Brilliant. And just lastly, who is Ghana's greatest ever player?
I'm going with Abedi Pele. I know there might be, between him and Stephen Appiah and all that type of stuff, but generally speaking, I'm going with Abedi Pele. Me personally, I think very mercurial. Yeah.
I was going to say, my friend Charles, his sister was married to Charles O'Connor.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He was a manager very recently, and he played. I was going to say he played for Dortmund. I could be wrong.
Wolfsburg.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know he definitely played in German anyway. But yeah.
And he's got a lovely house back in Ghana. I know that's what you're looking to do one day, and that's why I'm staying in touch with you, so I can have a free accommodation one day to come and have a holiday in Ghana, beautiful Ghana. Andrew, appreciate you coming on. You'll be back, no doubt about it. We'll keep in touch. You come on the show in the next coming weeks in March. But thank you for joining us on the spot. Football Mastermind, you've been fantastic. You're third in the rankings. You're going to come back and try and beat that score. And big up to everyone who joined in today in the comments. And make sure you share the show, press a like, and we'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Thank you, guys. Good night.
You're welcome, guys. Take care.